Audio Jungle.
Welcome back to the couch as we're set for another matchup here against the Wampus Cats here at Wake Forest University, home for your Disco Turkeys during this 2025 summer campaign. 76 degrees here at the couch tonight, 6-mile-per-hour winds, as there's just a tad bit of rain that has the possibility of coming in here to the couch tonight. Light sprinkles. That's where it currently sits at. As you can see, the weather making its way possibly over the stadium. Currently it's going west. Has a chance to miss us, but we will keep you updated as the game goes along. We're going to go through the starting lineups here right before first pitch as the home plate the umpires that is, making their way out to home plate for the coaches meeting. Starting things up for the Wampus Cats, it's going to be the Cleveland Community College native of Connor Lindsay set to start things off. He'll be playing at short, followed by Carter DeVore. He'll be at second. He's attending Wingate University. That's going to be followed up by Jet Thomas at first. Sam Schwamb, he'll be behind the plate. Blake McKinney will be batting in fifth. He'll be in right. Adam Threets will be the DH tonight. Jesse Osborne will be in center, followed by Brooks Farrell at third. Apologies here, we'll take a quick break for the national anthem. Apologies there about the break. Let's get you back to the starting lineups. First up, for the Uwharrie Wampus Cats, it's going to be Connor Lindsay leading things off, playing it short, followed by Carter DeVore. He'll be batting second, playing second. Jet Thomas in the 3-hole. He'll be over at first. Apologies here. Maybe I'll get myself through the starting lineup. Batting fourth will be the catcher Sam Schwamb. Batting fifth will be the right fielder of Blake McKinney. Batting sixth will be the DH of Abram Threads. Batting seventh will be the center fielder of Jesse Osborne, followed by Brooks Farrell over at the hot corner. Batting ninth, but not last, will be Dakota Larimore. He'll be the extra hitter. And batting 10th out of 10 will be the left fielder of Cruz Arnold. On the mound for the Wampus Cats will be Christian Shrewsbury. coming to us tonight from Concord University. As for the Disco Turkeys, it'll be Easton Ogle over at short, followed by Lucas Graham, the DH. Gage Miller will be batting third, playing third base. The EH tonight batting fourth, that's going to be of Chambers. Batting in fifth will be Elijah Palmer, the center fielder, followed by the right fielder of Oliver Cush. Wyatt Iwanowski will be right behind him over at first, followed by Robbie Smith in the left. Dakota Dahl tonight will be batting in ninth. And then rounding things out for the Turkeys in 10th will be the second baseman of Peyton Horn. On the mound tonight for the Turkeys will be Zach Helms from Surrey Community College. We'll take a quick break here and we'll get set for pitch one between the Disco Turkeys and Wampus Cats. In Game 5 of the series, the current series sits 2-1 with one tie. This game could mean a lot and could determine who's going to end up on top of this rivalry between the Wampus Cats and Turkeys. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back here to the couch. We're getting set here for first pitch just seconds away. Let's take a quick look around the defensive alignment. It's going to be Smith, Palmer, and Cush going left to right around the outfield. The infield will be Miller, Ogle, Horn, and Iwanowski. Dakota Dahl behind the plate. Helms on the mound. First pitch swinging. That's going to be fouled straight back into the netting. As Connor Lindsay falls behind in the count 0-1. Connor Lindsay attending Cleveland Community College. One of the rivals of the man on the mound, that's Zach Helms, attending Surrey Community College. And we'll see quite a few of those opponents coming up here tonight. As a 1-1 from Helms. It's going to be grounded right back up the middle where it came from. Going to be picked up by Ogle. Quick throw over the first. Iwanowski able to hold on to the bag. Out number 1. 1 up, 1 down will bring up the second baseman from Wingate, Carter DeVore. So far this season, the Disco Turkeys with a not so great record, but have been able to just cross over a .500 winning percentage, beating the Hungry Mothers last night, score 11-1 here at the couch. There has been one tie that was against the Uwharrie Wampus Cats down in Uwharrie just a matter of weeks ago. Count evens here, 1-1 to the 2-hole of Carter DeVore. Swing and a miss. Throw a hearty fastball there, end up drawing the whiff. Looking for punch-out number 1 of the night from Helms. 1-2's fired in. Off-speed pitch catches the bottom half of the zone. Strikeout number 1 of the night for DeVore. 2 up, 2 down will bring up Jet Thomas. Thomas as well from Wingate University. Almost looking to go 1-2-3 here in the first. The first pitch offering upstairs, ball 1. Leading things off for the Turkeys will be Easton Ogle, the shortstop from VMI. The 1-0. Downstairs, almost falling behind 2-0. Ogle responsible for the first out of the inning. He'll be set to start things off in the home half. 2-0 the count here from Helms. Lined into left field over the head of Ogle at short. That's going to drop in front of Smith. A 2-out base knock from Thomas will bring up Sam Schwab. Attending North Carolina A&T from Fort Mill, South Carolina. A utility player for the Wampus Cats. As for tonight, he'll be their catcher. Checking on his runners, Helms. Firing it home upstairs, ball 1. Back-to-back batters, he's fallen off on the first pitch strike. Stays put as that's fouled off. Once the count evens 1-1. First baseman Iwanowski holding on the runner. That being Jet Thomas after a 2-out base knock. After a ground out to Ogle and a strikeout against DeVore. 1-1 here, swung at and missed. A high fastball. Ends up getting no piece of wood there. As we have a chance to end the top half of the first with 2 strikeouts. Throwing it in, Helms low and outside, not able to draw a swing from the NCA&T Schwab. Now leaving the count 2-2. Wrestling night here at the couch. Just out of our view. Up the first baseline. As that pitch is downstairs, swung on and missed. Ends up firing it over to Iwanowski. Able to get the strikeout there against Schwab. 2 strikeouts in the inning. No runs on 1 hit, no errors. Bottom of the first we go. As it's going to be Easton Ogle, Lucas Graham, and Gage Miller set to start things off for your Turkeys. Going bottom of the first. Apology there, did not realize that the screen had gone black, but we're all set for the home half of the first between the Disco Turkeys and Wampus Cats. A very quick top half of the first. That resulted in 1 hit, 2 strikeouts, and a ground out. As for the home half, it's going to be Easton Ogle going up against Shrewsbury. First pitch swinging, that's popped up shallow center field. Osborne's underneath of it, trailing now to his left. He able to make the grab. 1 pitch, 1 out. Shrewsbury's look solid so far through 1/3 of an inning. Here comes a TH, Lucas Graham, who attends Surrey Community College. The same college as Zach Holmes, who's a starting pitcher tonight for your Turkeys. First pitch here, off-speed pitch, just able to catch the outside corner. Looked like a possible slider. The 0-1, same spot, same result. And just like that, Graham's down the count 0-2. Not many strikeouts we've seen as of late, especially here at home. Trying to keep that trend going. Here's the 0-2. Downstairs in the turf. Trying to work it back now, 1-2. And as for the defensive alignment for the Wampus Cats, it's Arnold, Osborne, and McKinney in the outfield. Farrell, Lindsay, DeVore, and Thomas will go around. That's blocked down in the dirt. Turf, if you will. I believe that went behind the back of Graham. 2-2 now the count. Waiting on deck is Gage Miller, third baseman tonight for the Turkeys from UVA Wise. Chambers in the hole as the 2-2s fly down the left field line. That's going to go foul and get out of the way of Arnold. New life here as the count remains 2-2. The 2-2 line right back up the middle. A 1-out base knock here from Graham goes into center field for Osborne. First base knock for the Turkeys tonight comes with 1 out. And it comes right back where it came from. Nearly the same as the ground out to Connor Lindsay. Here comes Gage Miller now, trying to keep the pressure going here in the first. The last home game that I broadcasted here at the couch, the Turkeys scored at least 1 run every inning, trying to keep that trend going now. Although that was against the Marion Hungry Mothers, who they as well beat last night, score 11-1. The Turkeys on a 2-game winning streak. A technical 4-game winning streak, if you will. There's been 1 tie in the middle of that, so I'll leave that out of the equation for now. That was against the Wampus Cats back on June 21st down in Uwharrie. 1-1 to count now to Miller. They haven't played, shifted to third, as that's popped straight back, falling down to the count 1-2. Navarre playing just a few steps shy of second base. Shortstop playing down in the outfield turf. As a third baseman, Farrell playing a fairly deep position. A large hole in the right center field gap if he's able to put it there. Small lead over at first as a 1-2 fires in. That misses downstairs. 2 balls, 2 strikes. McKinney playing about regular depth. Even with the Couch and David F. Couch ballpark sign over and right. Center fielder Osborne playing toward the left of the Wake Forest logo in center. That's popped up. Has a chance here for Schwam behind the plate. That's going to get into the crowd. New life here as the count remains 2-2. Working his way back on the mound, Shrewsbury. Once again, from Concord University. Coming set now, Shrewsbury. Decent sized lead over at first. Staying put as a 2-2 just misses the inside corner. That would have been strike 3 on the left-hander. Luckily here, that misses on the inside portion of the plate. We have ourselves a full count to Blake McKinney. Apologies, Gage Miller. Woo! Misses inside ball for a 1-out walk. We'll move Jet Thomas up to second as Lucas Graham will take his way up to second, and Gage Miller takes first base. And the extra hitter now up, the left-hander, that's Chambers. Unfortunately, unsure where he's attending college at. Man on deck, that's Elijah Palmer. Chambers in from the left side, facing the right-hander Shrewsbury. Wampus Cats defensive positioning has him set to pull it down in the right field. Wanted to swing there, instead he laid off, regardless it was called a strike. And was on a breaking pitch that hit the bottom half of the plate. Shortstop in the back pocket of Graham. Pouncing lead over at second. He's going to stay put as that's chopped in the right field. That's going to get through the hole into right field. Coming around third is Graham. Banks on the throw as that will be cut off from Lindsay at short. One run will come across as the Turkeys will take a 1-0 lead from the RBI single into right from Chambers. McKinney and Wright thought about firing it home. It would have been a play at the plate. But instead, he decided to double clutch and throw it into his shortstop of Lindsay to try and pick off Gage Miller, who overran second. Palmer looking to add to the lead here, down 1-0 here in the first are the Cats. Hey, Dad. Turkeys have a hit. 2 hits, that is. Line down the third baseline. That's going to go foul. He evens it out here 1-1. Waiting for Arnold to retreat back into left alongside Lindsay over the short, as both of them made a beeline down the left field line. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Firing it in, that just missing the inside corner, maybe a tad low, as Schwam tried to work it back in the zone. Miller on second, Chambers over on first. The 2-1 firing it nearly clipped Palmer. As Shrewsbury falls behind an count 3-1. Firing it in, popped up right field side in foul ground, giving chase Thomas. Long run, not able to make it there as it bounced off the right field fence. Little brick wall, if you will, that is, just where the netting comes down. Anyway, a long strike there will bring the count full. Another payoff pitch here in the first. One prior resulted in a walk. That was a Gage Miller 2 batters ago. He was the one standing on second base. The payoff pitch. Firing it in. The breaking pitch will hit the elbow of Palmer and load the bases. Would have been ball 4 regardless. Instead, he'll take the hit by pitch, and that will bring up Oliver Cush, who attends High Point University. And here's a huge chance to break it open in the first. 1-0 is your score so far. 2 base knocks. Not coming off the bats of Chambers, who brought in the first run of the game. And Lucas Graham, who was the first one to come across and touch home plate. First pitch firing downstairs, gets away. Gonna be a plate the plate. Schwam diving into the plate. Was he there? Called out. Cage Miller gets thrown out at home trying to reach on the pass ball. Schwam just barely able to dive back on top of the plate and tag him out for out number 2. Popped up. That's going to go straight back as the count evens 1-1 to Kush. The 1-1 here misses down and in. 2 balls and a strike. Shrewsbury already up to 24 pitches so far tonight. Chambers is your runner on third. Palmer over on second. Each of those advanced 90 feet while Miller tried to take home. Downstairs 3-1. If this results in a walk, that bases loaded could have brought home a second run. Let's see if it comes back to bite the Turkeys. So far, 1 run on 2 hits. No errors from either side so far in the first. The 3-1 fires outside, ball 4. This will load the bases back, which had a chance to bring home the second Disco Turkey run. Instead, there's 2 outs now, bases loaded. Schwam makes his way up to the mound, talking things over with Shrewsbury. While we do that, let's take a look at the next home game here for the Turkeys. That's going to be back here tomorrow night. Tomorrow, that is, 2 p.m. against the Queen City Corn Dogs. After that, it will be July 4th against the Marion Hungry Mothers here at the Couch, 6:30 p.m. Disco Turkeys will have the only game here in the Triad on the 4th. Greensboro Grasshoppers, they'll be away alongside the Winston-Salem Dash. Disco Turkeys is where you'll want to be for the 4th. First pitch, get me over breaking pitch, called a strike on Ionoski, as well attending High Point University. Trying to extend the inning here, Shrewsbury working from the windup. That's a chance here to steal home if he wants to use Chambers. Went down and in, nearly clips him. That's me blocked up by Schwab. Fires it back to the mound for Shrewsbury. And I'll do it again. 1-1 the count. Wimbledon just had down the left field line. 1-1 offering. Down and out. Blocked up by Schwab once again. As we're on a hitter's count now, 2-1. Man on deck was Robbie Smith, one of a few that's left that continues to play at Carolina University. That's just a few miles up the road here in Winston-Salem. A long pause here comes to delivery of Shrewsbury. Outside 3-1, there's no place to put him. And his bases are loaded, and there's a chance to bring Chambers home, who's 90 feet away. Behind him is Palmer and Cush. 3-1 downstairs, nearly got away from Schwam. Would not matter as it's ball 4, and this brings home the second Disco Turkeys run as Chambers will touch home plate. 2 runs on 2 hits, and here comes the coach out for the Wampus Cats as their bullpen's already starting to get warm. Taking a look at the past couple games for the Turkeys. Last night, 11-1 win, followed by a 10-9 victory the night prior. Both of those being against the Marion Hungry Mothers. One in Marion and one here at the Couch. Once again, not brought to you here on YouTube. Unfortunately, I was not able to make it. But I will be back for tomorrow's 2 p.m. game. Tied the Wampus Cats back on June 21st. That was a 6-6 final. The night prior, Disco Turkeys took home a doubleheader victory. 10-1 in Game 1, 9-3 in Game 2. And that's how we sit since June 20th. just over a week of play. As here comes Robbie Smith to the plate, and that's one mound visit for the Wampus Cats. Game 5 here against the Wampus Cats. Turkey's trying to break it open. First pitch offering here popped up. That's going to go foul, 0-1. Back-to-back walks. Third free base is how the bases are loaded. I heard them wanting to call time, was not called. Instead, there's a called strike. No balls and 2 strikes. Ball got loose from the Wampus Cats bullpens while they were wanting time. Home plate umpire nor infield umpire decided to give it to him, as we're down to the last strike here in the first for Robbie Smith. Outside nearly got away from Schwamm as he nearly backpicked it to Thomas, as Iwanowski came pretty far off the bag on his secondary lead. Regardless here, Turkeys have taken home at least 2 here in the home half of the first. Once again from the windup, the 1-2, swing on a miss, held on to it with Schwamm. First inning will come to a close, 2 runs on 2 hits, no Wampus Cats errors. Top of the second coming up right after this, it's going to be McKinney, Threats, and Osborne. Coming back here into the couch, going to take a quick look at the updated weather as rain completely surrounds Winston-Salem. Although nothing hard is around us, there has been some lightning and a lot heavier rain down in the Statesville area. Going to look and see which way it's headed. As on my forecast, it nearly looks like it's standing still. We'll try and keep you updated as we go along here. Ooh, okay. As you can see on the updated weather bug up in the top right hand corner, says it's now starting to rain. There comes the right fielder, Blake McKinney, number 21 for the Wampus Cats. Here to set to start the top of the second. First pitch gets fouled back. And on the mound stays the same, it's Helms. Very quick top half of the first, trying to do that again here. As that pitch gets called a strike on the outer half of the plate, Dakota Dahl able to frame it perfectly and work it back over the outer half. Popped up, coming in on its horn, the second baseman. Able to catch it about 3 steps to the right of second base. Out number 1. Here comes Abram Threets, the DH. Once again, DHing for Christian Shrewsbury. Still looking to go through the first time of the lineup. As the first pitch offering here just misses down and in, ball one. That ends up going up and in, gets a piece of him. The 1-0 hit by pitch will put a runner on first, one out. You can hear that one from here. Appears to be doing okay is Abram. He'll stay in the game down at first. Here comes Jesse Osborne. Second time tonight that we've seen Combs work from the stretch. First time the only batter he's faced ended up striking out. That's how the first inning came to a close. First pitch here misses outside, ball one. And that one just able to catch the inside corner from the fastball. 1-1 now the count. Uwharrie holding on his runner at first. That's Threets. Helms checking, fires it in. That's going to be popped up just over the head of Horn. Backs up about 2 steps, is able to make the grab. 2 outs here in the second. Horn so far responsible for both outs here in the second. We'll see Horn come up in the bottom half of the second. He'll be batting second, followed by Dakota Dahl, the man behind the plate. Pickoff move over the first, keeping him honest for Brooks Farrell. Jumping lead, another pickoff move. That one was a lot closer. Uwharrie's tag was just late. Still waiting for the first pitch here to Farrell. Fires home the first pitch. That's just a tad upstairs. First pitch was 30 minutes ago here in the second. Fastball down the pipe evens it. Outfield positioning still sits around the same. Smith, Palmer cushioning the outfield, Miller, Ogle, Horn, and Uwharrie around the infield. Called a balk. Wow. I think it's no pitch. The 1-1 here just misses the outside corner. Now 2 balls and a strike. Runner in second. This is the furthest base runner the Wampus Cats have had yet on the base pass. That's called a strike. 2-2. Looking for punch out number 3 here is Zach Helms. That's 2K so far. He'll get another one here. Drop third strike. Will ends up tagging him Dakota Dahl. That's how the second inning will come to a close. Second drop third strike. Third strikeout of the game. And second one to end the inning. Dakota Dahl set to start off in the home half of the second for the Turkeys. It'll be Dahl, Horn, and Top. Bottom 2 coming up right after this. Coming back here, home half of the second. Turkeys had a 2-run first inning as they hold a 2-0 lead thus far. First pitch here, fastball down the heart of the plate. No balls and a strike to the Bright and Stanton College catcher. Foul straight back, working quick. New man on the mound. Apologies, no, it will still be. No, there's a new man on the mound. Yes, I stand corrected. And Shrewsbury Knight will be done. Unfortunately, here, unsure of who it is, so we'll try and get you his name as soon as possible. Swing there on a pitch way outside will set him down on 3 pitches. Strikeout against Dakota Dahl will bring up the 10-hole of Peyton Horn. Here's a 10-hole of Horn attending Southeastern Community College. Heading to count here 1-0. Line down the third base side, past a diving Farrell at third. A 1-out base knock. A long single as Arnold's able to get it in quickly. This will bring up top of the lineup up for the Turkeys of Easton Ogle. And then the Wampus Cats have one. Yes. Line center field coming in on it is going to be Osborne. He'll make the grab. 1 pitch, 1 out here will retire the top of the lineup for Easton Ogle. And here comes Lucas Graham. Back-to-back flyouts for Ogle as he flew out to center on the first pitch back in the first. He's only seen 2 pitches so far. Unfortunately, both of those resulting in an out. Now we're down 2 outs in the second. Trying to get some 2-out magic working. Here for Lucas Graham, he's 1 for 1. He singled to center. Downstairs, ball 1. Wano just catches the bottom half of the zone, works it back here 1-1. Once again, the next game here will be tomorrow afternoon, 2 p.m. on the Disco Turkey channel. That's going to be against the Queen City Corn Dogs, who the Turkeys have yet to win a game this season against. Their one game was back here at the couch. That was some odd weeks ago. And unfortunately, once again, end up losing that one. Apologies, that was at Moxville. 5-0. Was able to hold a swing there. Evens the count 2-2. If you did go around, that strikeout would have ended the second for 2 strikeouts for Hayworth. That's the new man on the mound. Chop foul will do it again as the count remains 2-2. Graham singling back in the first. One of the Disco Turkeys' 3 hits so far. The other 2 coming from Chambers in the first, and then Peyton Horn, who currently stands on first base. Singled 2 batters ago. A 2-2 shot left field, giving a chase, and that's going to drop right in front of Arnold at left. Tough play between Arnold and Osborne. Lindsay giving it a chase as well. Placed it perfectly. 2-out base knock will put runners first and second for Gage Miller. Gage Miller so far, he's walked in the first and he got thrown out at home after trying to reach on a pass ball. Would have been the second run of the game, had a chance to push more home in the first, although he was out number 2. Heading ahead in the count here, 1-0. Where did that clip him at? Believe it was the bat called a strike. Dead ball, says he. Foul ball. Foul ball. On deck, batter touched it. As that, I believe, may have been a live ball. So the runners will go back, 1-1 the count. Never know what you're going to see here at the couch. Downstairs, 2-1 the count to the 3-hole of Miller. Turning UVA wise. The Southeastern Community College horn stands on second. Over at first is the Surrey Community College Graham. 2-1. Curveball upstairs called a strike, 2-2. As a count even, here comes a chance for Hayworth. The 2-2 grounded down to third base side. That's going to be picked up by Farrell. He'll throw it over to the second baseman of DeVore. In a sense, bad throw, just able to be eaten up by DeVore. Holding on to second base, and that's how the inning will come to a close. The fielder's choice, the 5-4 putout. Won the second. Top of the third coming up after this. It's going to be the 9, 10, and top for the Wampus Cats.
What's your name? What's your name? And what's your name? All right, so we got some wrestling going on at the game tonight, right? These wrestlers here will be taking on Boogie, our very own disco turkey. Who's your money on? See, my money's on Boogie, but he stole my shirt, so I've got lots of things going. You guys ready for this evening? Hey, that's great news. What you all will be fun.
Leading over the Wampus Cats, the extra hitter, number 46,
Welcome back here, top of the third inning, set to start things off. That's made Dakota Lamore. He's got to face Zach Helms out for his third inning of work. He's looked solid so far. He's picked up 3 strikeouts. He's hit 1, walked none, and has gone 2 innings scoreless. Starting here 0-1 against Lamore. Stepping outside as that pitch misses outside will even the count 1-1. So far 1 hit for the Wampus Cats. For the Turkeys, it's been 4. 1-1 up and out. 2-1 now the count. Swing and a miss. Pitch up and in. As he thought that fastball was going to be a huge beach ball. Instead, it was about the size of a ping pong ball up and in. Draws the whiff. It's a 2-2 here once again. Ends up drawing some wood. Ends up missing on it. A strikeout to start the third. Back-to-back strikeouts here from Helms, which ended the second, started the third, as he's already up to 4 punch-outs through 2 and a third inning of work. Cruz Arnold pops up in the infield foul ground, giving chase to Dakota Dahl. He'll work back close to the dugout of the Wampus Cats. 1 pitch, 1 out. And just like that, we're back up to the top of the lineup here in the third. 2 up, 2 down for Connor Lindsay. Lindsay grounded out to short to start the first. That was a ground out to Ogle, as both shortstops are leading things off here tonight. Easton Ogle for the Turkeys and Connor Lindsay, who's up now for the Cats. First pitch low and outside. That got away from Dahl. No damage done as nobody's on. 1-0, just missing the inside corner. Great pitch there from Zach Helms. Unfortunately, down the count 2-0. Although 1 out here is all it takes in the inning. Not going to happen here as that drops just down the right field line. Holding up at first is the leadoff man of Lindsay. The 2-out base knock will bring up DeVore. That's the second base knock against Helm so far tonight. And inning number 3. Carter DeVore so far 0 for 1 with a punch out. Trying to keep him off the base pass here. Hunter stays put. First pitch swinging. That's going to be fouled straight back. Up and out of play. 0-1. Uwharrie holding on Lindsay at first. Navor at the plate. Stays put. The 0-1's downstairs. One upcoming. That's going to be flown out and caught by Uwharrie. He'll do it himself. That's going to end the top half of inning number 3. The flight to Uwharrie will bring things up to the home half. Setting things off for the Turkeys will be Chambers, Palmer, and Cush.
That is Cookie the Disco Turkey. Right now on the concourse, go ahead and get some pictures.
Turkeys, the extra hitter, number 27, Peyton Chambers.
The extra hitter set to start things off. Home half of the third for the Turkeys. Back here at the couch. First pitch is going to be chopped fouled. And on the mound will continue to be of Hayworth, coming in for a second inning of work. So far scoreless while giving up 2 base knocks. The 0-1 just missing the outside corner. A ball and a strike. As for Hayworth, he throws just a tad bit harder than Shrewsbury. But although he throws harder, he's given up just the same amount of hits so far in one less inning of work. Falling behind here is Chambers. He's down in the count 1-2, but he has an RBI single back in the first. That's going to be grounded down the first base side, picked up by Thomas. A quick run, and Hayworth's able to get the out. Thomas fell over trying to field that ground ball. Unfortunately for the Turkeys, not enough speed there from Chambers as he grounded out the first.
Advancing fielder, number 16, Palmer.
Here comes Elijah Palmer, trying to find a base runner here with 1 out. That's shot fouled, 0-1. As for Palmer, he was hit by a pitch back in the first, and Hayworth now up to 16 pitches. Little bloop shot over the head of the second base. Going to be a tough run. That's going to end up dropping in front of McKinney in right field. A 1-out bloop single. Gives a base runner here in the third. Second bloop single here of the afternoon. And second one against Hayworth. Oliver Cush so far sits 0 for 0. He drew a walk back in the first. That was a part of a 3-batter free bases. As Palmer drew a hit by pitch, Cush walked, and Iwanowski walked. Decent sized lead over at first. Hayworth on the mound. Staying put as the first pitch downstairs nearly crossed up Schwab. Yeah. As he sits behind the plate. Middle infield looking to turn 2. Pickoff move. Keeping him on as Thomas applies a late tag. No pitch there. Count still sits 1-0. Firing now the 1-0. Catches the top half of the zone. Fastball. Gets it there 1-1. DeVore playing in the outfield turf. Close to the second base bag as that shot down the third base side. Farrell over DeVore. Into first, not in time. Able to beat out the double play was Cush. But the Cats were able to get the lead runners. Farrell went to DeVore, but couldn't fire it over the Thomas in time. The 5-4 putout will bring up Iwanowski, the first baseman from High Point. Iwanowski so far sits 0 for 0, as well drawing a walk back in the first inning. Strike. Off-speed pitch called a strike downstairs as this one's a line center field right at Osborne. He'll make the grab and end the home half of the third. Top 4 coming up after this. It's going to be Thomas, Schwab, and McKinney. coming back here, top of the fourth at the couch, as we're set to continue for Zach Helms. So far, he's given up 2 hits over 3 innings, one of those coming back in the last inning. That was a single from Connor Lindsay with 2 outs. First pitch here is downstairs to Jet Thomas, who attends Wingate University. So far, he's 1 for 1, singling into left. Back in inning number 1. Lined into center field. That's going to drop for a single. He'll increase his night 2 for 2. Third base knock of the night for the Cats. This will bring up Sam Schwab. He's 0 for 1, striking out in the first. And that's until the first inning came to a close. Ioanowski holding on his runner. That's Thomas. So far, no stolen base attempts from either side. Not happening there, as that's downstairs, ball 1. Helms up 43 pitches so far tonight through 3 innings of work. 1-0 here, swung on a miss. That evens the count 1-1 to the 45 of Schwab. McKinney on deck. Threats behind him, followed by Jesse Osborne. 1-1, just missing outside. Dakota Dahl wanting that to catch the outer half as he tried to frame it back in. Thomas at first, staying put, chopped down the third base side. Is that going to stay in fair play? It will not. Miller makes a nice backhanded grab and foul ground. And so far back into Helms. Helms wanting a new baseball there after the foul ball. He'll get one. Here's the 2-2 from the stretch. Firing it in. Chopped down the left field side over to short. Ogle. Horn, Ioanowski, not in time. Got the lead runner for out number 1 of the inning. A 6-4 fielder's choice. Was able to get Thomas out at second as Schwab will reach safely at first. As the Turkeys tried to double him up, which would have been a great chance there for a 6-4-3. That took Ogle towards second, but Schwab just able to beat it out. Batting in the 5 spot, that is. First pitch swing here, that looks like it's going to drop in shallow center field. Chance to double him up at second was Schwab, as he just overreached second base. McKinney reaching in safely on the single to center. This is the most base runners that Helms has had to face here so far tonight. Most amount of base runners, that is, so far with 2. 2 singles in it. 2 singles in the inning. Blech. Apologies here. First pitch here to Threets outside, ball 1. Lightly holding the runner at second at Schwab. Horn, that is holding on Schwab. Lined left field. Smith coming in on it, chasing down towards the line, makes a grab, trying to double him up. In the second it goes. Horn will block it up in front of him. A long run there from Robbie Smith, able to get out number 2 of the inning and retire Threets. What a long run it was by Smith. It was skied into the left field line. And Smith was just able to get there. That was a 50th pitch for Helms. Now coming into the box is Jesse Osborne. Batting in the 7 spot. First pitch misses the heart of the plate, 1-0. Schwab on second, McKinney on first. Both of those coming on singles in the center. The 1-0 down the heart of the plate, called a strike. Dahl wanted it outside. Helms missed over the heart of the plate as we hit 7 o'clock here at the couch. The 1-1 here catches the outside corner. A late call from the home plate umpire as Dakota Dahl worked that perfectly. This Helms placement could not have been any better. 1-2. Down to the last strike here in the inning. Has had a strikeout every inning, trying to get another one here. The 1-2 swung on a miss. That's going to end the inning. Another strikeout for Zach Helms. 5th strikeout of the night through 4 innings. Bottom of the 4th we go. It's going to be Robbie Smith who made the long running catch in left field down the line, followed by Dakota Dahl and Peyton Horn. Bottom 4 we go. Turkeys up 2-0. Bottom 4 we go. Turkeys with a 2-0 lead, trying to get any form of insurance they can. Setting to start things off is Robbie Smith, who made a long running catch down the left field line. That was for out number 2 in the 4th. And it saved at least 1 run. Hardy cut there, ends up hitting air 0-1. He struck out back in the 1st. That's how the 1st inning came to a close. Line down the left field line just goes foul. Unfortunately here, down the count 0-2. Working, here's the 0-2. Just misses outside. Smith may have thought that was strike 3. Arnold Osborne McKinney around the outfield. Farrell, Lindsey, DeVore, and Thomas as their infield. Lined right center field. Giving chase a long run. That's going to one-hop the fence. Here comes Smith. Will he stay at second? No, he's going to try for 3. Throw coming into third is late. A leadoff triple from Robbie Smith here in the 4th. Sets up the Turkeys to break it wide open. As Dakota Dahl makes his way to the plate. Here we go. Something to get the Turkeys started. First pitch misses outside at all. Nobody out. Runner on 3rd. And on deck's Peyton Horn, followed by Easton Ogle. Lined right center field. Will he do it again? That's going to be caught by McKinney. Tagging is Smith. Throw comes into the second baseman DeVore as the Turkeys will take home a 3-0 lead on the RBI sac fly from Dakota Dahl.
Number 2, second baseman, Peyton Horn.
Bases are now empty for Peyton Horn. Turkeys were able to cash in on the triple from Smith. One out, flied up into the infield. That's going to be caught by Lindsay. After the RBI, after the triple, 2 up, 2 down. And now we're up to the top of the lineup for Easton Ogle, who's 0 for 2. He's seen 2 pitches and has flown out to center twice. Will he take pitch number 1 here? And on the mound, Hayworth. Both bullpens are quiet. He will take pitch 1. It was a fastball down the heart of the plate. 0-1. 3 runs on 6 hits for the Turkeys. Chop down the third base side. That's going to be picked up by the shortstop, Lindsay, firing it over the Thomas. Was he able to stay on the base? He was not. A single here from Ogle with 2 outs in the 4th keeps the inning alive. That been a tough play from Lindsay, regardless of who it was. As Ogle was hustling down the line, Thomas just not able to hold on to the bag. Hit. That was a hit. First pitch downstairs on Graham. I got 7-4. Runner takes off for second. First on base attempt, a hit and run in action. Right into the glove of DeVore at second. That's going to end the inning. The ground out from Graham is how the 4th inning comes to a close. Top of the 5th we go. It's going to be Brooks Farrell, Lara Moore, and Arnold. Coming up, top of the 5th, Turkeys leading 3-0. Coming back here, top of the 5th. As we continue, Turkeys leading it 3-0. After the RBI sac fly from Dahl was able to bring in Robbie Smith, who started the inning off with a triple. Not able to hold a swing there. 0-1 against Farrell. He's 0 for 1 so far after a strikeout in the 2nd. That's how the inning came to a close. Right down the heart of the plate, down to his last strike already, is Farrell. And a strikeout to end the inning. Trying to get one to start one here as that one's down in the turf, 1-2. Helm's up to 57 pitches so far. As a 1-2 down and out will not draw a swing here. That evens the count 2-2. The 2-2 swung and a miss. Pitch downstairs. Nero gets away from Dahl. Hill fired over to Iwanowski. A rough throw, but that's going to be able to be held on to. Iwanowski steps on the bag. Out number 1. Dakota Larimore so far struck out. He started the 3rd inning, which resulted in one of the longer innings so far for Zach Helms. First pitch offering here, swing and a miss. End up stepping outside, pulls his head off the ball as a fastball got blown right by him on the outer half of the plate. That one's grounded over to second. DeVore, apologies there. Horn is there, firing it over to Iwanowski. Out number 2. Hit it off the end of the bat. You're really surprised he was able to make contact with the way his feet were at contact. And here comes the 10-hole of Cruz Arnold. He popped out to Dakota Dahl in foul ground, that is, for the second out in the 3rd. First pitch here, just missing the outside corner. Dahl not able to hold on to it. 1-0. Pitch downstairs, called a strike. Once again, Dahl not able to hold on to it. This one is able to get the call, 1-1. Downstairs again, called a strike. Arnold not lifting his bat yet. We're going to get punch out number 2 of the inning. Palmer shifting slightly to his left as he's now to the right of the Wake Forest logo. Taking 2 or 3 steps back's Palmer. Count evens 2-2. Firing it in, swing and a miss. Downstairs once again gets away from Dahl. He'll fire outside over to Lamore. Able to step on the bag, and that's how the inning will come to a close. 2 strikeouts in the inning. Coming to the home half of the 5th, Gage Miller, Chambers, and Palmer is set to get things started for the Turkeys. 3-0 going, bottom of the 5th. Coming back here, bottom of the 5th. Turkeys with a 3-0 lead. They scored 1 in the 4th. So far, 2 in the 1st. And trying to find a way to break it open. As you know, here against the Wampus Cats, a 3-run lead is not enough. First pitch misses inside, ball 1 to Miller. Batting in the 3-hole, playing third base from UVA Wise. He's 0 for 1 so far. Walking back in the first, line shot into left field, coming right into the head of Arnold. A loud out, but an out nonetheless. As how the 5th inning will come to a start. 5 feet to the left or right. That would have been a base knock, if not a double. Instead, out number 1. And here comes Chambers. He's a 1 for 2, that is. First pitch swinging over the short, diving grab by Lindsay, firing it over the first in time. 2 up, 2 down here in the 5th. We'll bring up Elijah Palmer. A flashy play there from Lindsay to Thomas. We'll bring up Elijah Palmer, who's 1 for 1. Hit by pitch in the first, singling into the right center field gap. Back in the 3rd. 35 pitches so far for Hayworth. First pitch here over the huddle plate, called a strike. Trying to extend the inning. One's outside, 1-1 the count. As for Hayworth, he's gone 3 innings worth. Has given up 4 hits, 1 run, no walks, no strikeouts. Popped up right field side, giving a chase. Thomas. Plenty of foul ground, makes the grab, and that's how this inning will come to a close. 3 up, 3 down. Will bring us to the top of the 6. And it'll be the top of the lineup. It'll be Connor Lindsay, Carter DeVore, and Jet Thomas. Coming back here, top of the 6th, back half of this one against the Wampus Cats. Turkey's leading 3-0. Trying to hold them here in inning number 6. Leading things off will be Connor Lindsay, the shortstop from Cleveland Community College. Zach Holmes still on the mound once again from Surrey, down and in ball 1. So far for Holmes, 4 hits, no runs, no walks, 7 punch-outs, with 1 hit by pitch. Swing and a miss there, 1-1 the count. Although Holmes has 7 strikeouts over 5 innings of work, it appears that not many of his outs have come by a strikeout. He's had 2 innings with 2 punch-outs. That's back in the 1st. That resulting in the 1st and last out. Same with the 5th. The 2-1 shot fouled. As the count evens 2-2. Has a chance now for punch-out number 8. As for Lindsay, he's 1 for 2. Singling in his last at bat in the 3rd. Then grounding out to Ogle in the 1st. Swing and a miss. Punch-out number 1 of the inning. Number 8 of the afternoon for Zach Helms. Lindsay now falls to 1 for 3 on the evening. Down to the 2-hole it goes for Carter DeVore. He's 1 of the 8 punch-out victims. As he says 0 for 2. He's flown out to Ioanowski. That ended the third inning and struck out in the first. Popped out of play. No balls and a strike. Working quicks Helms. Swing and a miss. 0-2. Had a bit of trouble in the fourth. Gave up 2 singles alongside a fielder's choice before getting a flyout and a punch-out to end the threat. Watches that one go downstairs. Good spot from Helms. Trying to draw a swing from DeVore. Once again, sitting 0 for 2 so far in the afternoon. As this will be the 74th pitch. Flown down foul. Popped up down the first base side. Gets out of play. As count remains 1-2. 1-2 just misses upstairs. Trying to bring home the heat was Helms and get punch out number 9. Instead, he'll have to wait here. The 2-2 from Helms. Fouled off again. A long at bat here from DeVore. As for Helms, he's thrown 76 pitches so far tonight, 47 of them being strikes through 22 batters faced. The 2-2. Did he go? Checking. The first base umpire ends up not. As we have a full count. Has yet to walk a batter while striking out 8. The payoff pitch. Catches downstairs. Called strike 3. That will not be the first walk of the night yet from Helms. Instead, punch out number 9 leads to out number 2 of the inning. DeVore was looking to get on base for the first time tonight. Won't happen here. As we'll go to the 3-hole of Chet Thomas. He's 2 for 2, has 2 singles. And to the outfield, 1 to left, 1 to center. That's grounded to short. Takes a 1-hop to Ogle, firing it over to Uwharrie. Able to hold on to the bag. And that's how the inning will come to a close. 2 punch-outs for Helms and a ground out to Ogle. Bottom 6 we go. Kush, Uwharrie, and Smith. 3-0 Turkeys going bottom 6. Test. Popped up in the left field, giving it a chase. Arnold, unsure where it was at, but able to make the grab in deep left field. Out number 1, 1 pitch, 1 out. Here for Oliver Kush. And here comes White Uwharrie. He's 0 for 1 with a walk. He lined out to center field for out number 3 in the third. Trying to get to extend the inning here. Went 3 up, 3 down. Back in the 5th. Trying to avoid that here in the 6th. The first pitch here to Uwharrie gets a line down the third base line. That went foul. 0-1. Same pitch, same placement, same result. Another foul ball, 0-2. As for the Turkeys, 3 runs on 7 hits. No errors from either side. As for the Wampus Cats, they have no runs on 4 hits. The 0-2 grounded over to short. Lindsay takes a one-hopper, fires over to Thomas. Out number 2. As for Hayworth, he's still yet to get strikeout number 1 against the Turkeys, as he's so far gone through 4 innings of work. Up now is Robbie Smith, the man with the triple, bringing in the 1 run in the 4th. Prior to that, he struck out in the 1st. Lined into left field, heads right into the left fielder of Arnold. Able to make the grab, but another loud shot from Robbie Smith. 3 up, 3 down in the 6th. 6 outs in a row here from Hayworth. Well, in the 6th inning. Top of the 7th we go. It's going to be Sam Schwab, Blake McKinney, and Abram Threets. 3-0 going, top of the 7th. Coming back here, top of the 7th. As we get things started, hard throwing left-hander takes over on the mound for Helms. First pitch up and out, ball 1. We'll try and get you his name as soon as possible. Downstairs 2-0. Downstairs 3-0. Trying to avoid a 4-pitch walk. So far, there's been no walks issued from the Disco Turkey pitching staff. Swing and a miss there, 3-1. Once again, man on the mound, that's number 37. Unsure of his name, swing and a miss there. 3-2 after falling behind 3-0. We're down to either a base hit, ball 4 situation. Payoff pitch, catches the inside corner, sits him down, looking for out number 1 of the inning. That was against Sam Schwamp. Another strikeout here. And so the Turkeys, they come in tonight 9-8-1 for the Wampus Cats. Just a bit shy of that, 7-6-1. Loss here would tie them at 500 on the season. For the Disco Turkeys, a win here would push them 1 game over 500. Swing and a miss. May have got a foul tip to it. Regardless, here count evens 1-1. Work from the left side of the rubber. Count evens 1-1. As we're firing home to McKinney, up and in. Nearly clipped him. 2 balls and a strike. As for McKinney, he is 1 for 2. He's angled in the center and the 4th. Alongside popping out to second in the 2nd. Little breaking pitch over the heart of the plate. Started on the inside portion of the lefty, that being McKinney. That evens the count 2-2. Looking for punch out number 2. That's way outside. Another full count here. Back-to-back full counts. Last one came in a strikeout. The Sam Schwab trying to keep that going here. So far, 10 strikeouts for the Turkeys pitching staff. Grounded right back up the middle. Going to be play for Horn. Diving back on the backhand throw is late to Uwharrie. An infield single for McKinney. Horn with a great chance there to grab one on the backhand, diving to his right. Or sliding, if you will. Not able to make the long throw that Uwharrie, as McKinney stands on first base with 1 out after the strikeout to Schwamp. Breed so far 0 for 1. Most recent at bat, he flew out down to left field line. That was a long run as Smith was able to make the grab for out number 2 of the 4th. One of the most stressful innings for the Disco Turkeys defense so far tonight, although they're up 3-0. Hard throwing lefty gets it past him. 0-2 now the count. Looking for punch out number 2 of the inning and strikeout number 11 of the night. So far for the man on the mound, he's done 14 pitches, 8 of them being strikes. The 0-2 delivery, swing on a missed. 2 punch outs here in the 7th. There's 11 on the night and second for number 37. Trying to get another quick inning here is Jesse Osborne and take us to the 7th inning stretch. Osborne struck out in the 4th, and he popped out the horn in the 2nd. Trying to keep him hitless. Down and in, nearly clipped him. 1-0. Disco Turkey's next game will be tomorrow, 2 p.m., back here at the couch. That one will be against the Queen City Corn Dogs for game number 2 of the season series. Grounded to short. Ogle just going to flip it in time to Horn. Retires McKinney out at second. A very close play. Bang, bang at that. McKinney thought he was safe. Infield umpire rings him up anyway. And that's how the inning comes to a close. Bottom 7 to go. Stretch coming up. Dahl, Horn, and top. It will be Turkeys lead it 3-0 going bottom of the 7th. Coming back here, bottom of the 7th. After the stretch, the 0-1 pitch singled in the center field from Dakota Dahl. 1 for 3 on the afternoon so far is Dahl. And here comes Peyton Horn. He's 1 for 2 as well, singling in the 2nd, and he's flown out to Lindsay back in the 4th. Decent sized lead from Dahl. First pitch here, breaking pitch. Called a strike on the inner half. 0-1 the count. Hayworth remains on the mound here. Well, I believe that pitch was called a balk. No. Foul ball, that is. Apologies there. As that was foul tip caught by Schwab. 0-2 the count. And on the mound, Nathan Hayworth, attending Tusculum University from Salisbury, North Carolina. Swing and a miss. First punch out of the night from Hayworth for the first out here in the inning. To the leadoff pin we go. It's Easton Ogle. He's 1 for 3 so far, singling in the 4th, and he's flown out to center twice. Pitch outside, ball 1. This will be pitch number 50 on the afternoon from Hayworth. 92 pitches thrown so far between the Wampus Cats pitching staff. Outside trying to back pick. Schwam will just hold on to it. Dives back in safely regardless. Ball. 2-0 the count. Swing and a miss. Tried to put that one in the left field trees as Ogle pulled his head off it. 2 balls and a strike. Trying to hit the Pepsi, hit the spot logo just outside of left field. Down and in. 3 balls and a strike now to the leadoff man of Easton Ogle, attending VMI. Lucas Graham waits on deck, followed by Gage Miller and Chambers. Foul tip straight back. That's going to be caught by Schwam, and just like that, we have a full count. Hayworth struck out 1, has yet to walk 1, while giving up 1 run on 5 hits. The payoff pitch outside, ball 4, first walk given up from Hayworth. We'll put runners first and second with 1 out for the 2-hole of Gage Miller. Graham so far one of the most consistent here for the Turkeys as he sits 2 for 3. What? Duh. First pitch upstairs, trying to back pick. Everyone gets back in safely. As the wrestling from over. And the dugouts made their way back into the bleachers. Line, that's going to be over the head of the second baseman of DeVault. Runners will only advance 90 feet. Going to have to watch the throw here. As there's going to be a play here at first. Throwing it in. Just able to get back in safely is Graham as he tripped over the first base bag. Thomas nearly able to race back and beat him. Should be 9. Wow, what a play there. Loads the bases. Graham. Apologies. There's going to be... Okay. Singling in the right was Graham. Ends up coming now is Miller. Once again, nearly got picked off there as the corner infielders now come in. Called a strike to Miller. The 0-1 offering upstairs as the count evens 1-1. Dahl, Ogle, Graham. Your runners around the base pass. Trying to break it open. Down and out. Nearly gets away from Schwam. He'll hold on to it. Diving out to his right. Two balls and a strike here to the 2-hole. To the 3-hole, that is. Upstairs trying to back pick. Once again, no throw from Schwam. Yeah. Here comes a 3-1. No place to put him. Called a strike as Miller threw his bat. Thought that was ball 4. Instead, home plate umpire called it a strike. And we have another full count opportunity as for Hayworth. 1 walk and 1 strikeout so far tonight while giving up 6 hits. What's going to happen here? The payoff pitch, swing on a miss. Throwing his bat for ball 4 ends up not working here. That was the very next pitch he misses for out number 2. 6th batter of the inning. The most batters we can have without scoring at least 1 comes up for Chambers. First pitch here, popped left field side, giving chase is Arnold. Trailing towards the line, that's going to drop in foul ground. A long strike, 0-1. Chambers is 1 for 3, had an RBI single in the first. That brought home the first run of the evening. That brought home Graham. As for Graham, he stands on first. He has well grounded out the first and grounded out to short so far tonight. Time for him to get back into the hit column. The 0-1 outside. Now he gets away from Schwam. A pass ball here hopefully has a chance to score one with Dakota Dahl standing on third. As for Dahl, he reached on a single in the center. That's how the 7th come to a start. Since then, we've gotten bases loaded, now 2 outs. As the 1-1 just misses outside. Able to get ahead in the counts. Chambers, 2-1. Still going at it with the wrestling up on the makeshift boards down the first base line. 2-1. Was he able to go? Checking the infield umpire, says he did not go. Wow. 3 balls and a strike. Look close from here. Had a chance to maybe have won around. Can't say for sure. But here is the 3-1. No place to put him. What's going to happen here from Hayworth? He's walked 1 so far. Called a strike. He wanted to throw his bat as well. Back-to-back full counts. Bases loaded. Now the runners will be going. Graham, Hogel, and Dahl. Chambers 1 for 3 tonight. Has yet to strike out. Has put the ball in play every single time. What's going to happen here? The payoff pitch. Outside ball 4 brings home the 4th run as Dakota Dahl touches home plate. Second walk comes back to Hertz Hayworth as the leadoff single comes in to score. Here comes Elijah Palmer, the center fielder. Palmer's 1 for 2 so far. Hit by pitch in the first. First pitch here, fly down the right field side. That's going to go into the netting. A long strike there. Doing a good job there of trying to hit behind the runners. Unfortunately, drops foul, 0-1. Down and out evens it. A ball and a strike. After the walk from Chambers, that will push him to first. Graham to second. Ogle over at third. As Dakota Dahl came home to score. Line, center field, giving a shot to Osborne. Was able to make the grab. He was. A diving grab in center field. Is able to end the threat here in the 7th. A very close play there. If Osborne was not able to make the grab, that could have brought home all 3, if not Palmer himself. Top 8th we go. Turkey's leading at 4-0. Going top 8. Coming back here into the couch, top of the 8th inning, as we get ready to get things started. First pitch is upstairs, ball 1 from the new man on the mound. Number 12, that is. Swing and a miss. 1-1 now the count from the hard-throwing left-hander. Once again, trying to get you the names as soon as we can. 1-1 downstairs. 2 balls and a strike. Jalen Chambers, that is, now on the mound. I do believe. As long as my roster holds me correct, and it should. At least I'm hoping here, as we have a full count to the leadoff man. And as for the Turkeys pitching staff, they've done it very solid so far tonight, striking out 11, drawing no walks while giving up 5 hits. The payoff pitch, downstairs, rings them up. 12th strikeout of the night, first strikeout here of the inning. That goes against Brooks Farrell, who struck out so far all 3 times tonight. And this will bring up Dakota Larimore. Struck out the start of the 5th, and he struck out the start of the 8th was Farrell. As for Larimore, he's grounded out to 2nd in the 5th and struck out back in the 3rd. There's been at least 1 strikeout every inning thus far, and there's been 4 innings with at least 2. The first inning, 5th, 6th, and 7th. Swing and a miss there, 0-1 to the number 26 of Dakota Larimore. Of Arnold, that is. Apologies. No, this is Larimore, that is. I apologize. Down the count, 0-2. As Arnold waits on deck. The 0-2 way outside goes high. Just a bit outside. Tried the corner and missed. Looking for punch out number 2, the 1-2. Grounded over the short. Ogle gloves it, fires over Yonoski, hangs onto the bag, out number 2, and fires it around a diamond to boot. Four groundouts so far tonight. 5 if you want to include a fielder's choice. 6 if you want to include 2 fielder's choices, that is. Swing and a miss, 0-1 against the 10-hole Arnold. Time out here behind the plate. Dahl looks like he may have had something get in his eye. Appears to be doing okay here. No balls and a strike to the 10-hole Arnold. Swing and a miss over top of the changeup. Down to the last strike here in the top of the 8th. 4 more outs here for the Turkeys. In order to come out victorious, they have a chance to score even more in the home half of the 8th. The 0-2 delivery catches the outside corner, sits them down for the 2nd strikeout of the inning. Guys will go to the bottom of the 8th. Turkey's last chance to get any form of insurance. 4-0 going bottom of the 8th. Coming back here, bottom of the 8th, last time for the Turkeys to get any form of insurance. They lead it 4-0. Letting things off is a High Point University Oliver Cush. He's 0 for 2 so far, as there's been a defensive change here for the Wampus Cats. Jesse Osborne, who started things off in center, now steps foot on the mound. 0-1 the count. Hayworth, who was just on the mound, takes over in center. Pitch misses downstairs, evens it up 1-1. As for Cush, he's 0 for 2 so far, walking back in the first. Next game will be back here at the couch tomorrow afternoon, 2 p.m., as we welcome back the Queen City Corn Ducks. Lined center field, giving chase is Hayworth. Over his head, that's going to be one hopping off the Novant Hiltstein. Chasing in for 3 as it comes in for DeVault. Draws in, no throw, a stand-up triple. We'll start things off here in the 8th. Going from 0 for 2 to 1 for 3 with a triple. Gives the Turkeys a huge chance here to push home even more here in the 8th as they lead by 4. First pitch here, get me over off speed, called a strike. As the Turkeys so far, 4 runs on 10 hits. Called a strike there. No balls, 2 strikes, nobody out for Uwharrie. Low and out. Will not draw a chase there from Jesse Osborne. As a man at the plate has put the ball in play every single time so far, besides his first at bat. Once again was a walk. Able to stay alive there, fouling off the off speed. 1-2. Lined out to center in the 3rd, grounded out to short in the 6th. As yet to be the first out of the inning. Was the last out in the 3rd, second out in the 6th. Part of a 3-up, 3-down inning. That was in the 6th inning. Down and out, nearly gets away from Schwab. Just able to keep it in front of him. As Cush will go back in the 3rd. Robbie Smith waits on deck, has had 2 loud knocks in the last 2 at-bats, one being a triple, one being a line out to left. The 2-2. Able to stay alive again here on the changeup. An update around the outfield. Arnold, Hayworth, and McKinney going left to right around the outfield. Farrell, Lindsay, DeVore, and Thomas around the infield. Lined into left field. That should be deep enough to score Cush. Picking up Arnold. Cush tagging throw comes over the head of the cutoff man as Cush will come in to score 5-0 here in the 8th inning. First out of the inning comes on the RBI sac fly from Uwharrie.
Next up, left fielder, number 45, Uwharrie.
A long at bat there for Uwharrie. Fouled off a couple of tough pitches before hitting a sac fly into left. Robbie Smith now 1 out, nobody on. Has shown his power thus far. Will he do it again? Upstairs, ball 1. Although batting all the way down in the 7 hole, he's been solid so far, besides his 1 strikeout in the first. Upstairs, 2-0. Has had some hardy cuts so far. Once again, tripling into the right center field gap. That started the 4th. He ended up scoring a couple batters later. Swing and a miss there. Ended up fooling him. 2-1. Chop down the third base side. That's going to go foul. 2 balls, 2 strikes. So far through the 7 1/3 innings pitched, there's been 10 hits, 5 runs, all 5 being earned. on 5 walks and 4 strikeouts. Grounded to short. Lindsay eats it up, fires over the Thomas, picks it out of the dirt. Out. Number 2. Smith running 3/4 of the way up the right field line before coming back. Tried his hardest to beat that one out. Ends up not being able to for out number 2 of the inning. Here comes Dakota Dahl. Mr. Dahl, he's 1 for 2. An RBI sac fly in the 4th, singled in the 7th, and struck out in the 2nd. Upstairs wanted it. He laid off. As for the Turkeys, they scored 2 in the 1st, 1 in the 4th, 1 in the 7th, and so far 1 here in the 8th. Cicadas buzzing down the right field line. Able to foul that one off. Gets into the stands. Now a ball and a strike on Osborne's 18th pitch of the afternoon. One and one off-speed pitch catches the outside corner. Down to the last strike of the inning. And last chance here for the Turkeys to put home any insurance runs to keep them from having to go to the bottom of the 9th. 1-2 grounded over toward third base, going to be snagged up by the shortstop of Lindsay. An infield single here, 2 outs for Dakota Dahl. Increases his night to 2 for 3. Down to the 10-hole goal for Peyton Horn. There's only been 2 batters so far tonight that have not gotten a hit, although all 10 have gotten on base at least once. Horn's 1 for 3, Dahl's 2 for 3, and that's grounded to third. Gonna flip it over the second. A 5-4 putout from Farrell to DeVore will end the home half of the 8th. Top 9 will go after this. Turkeys lead it 5-0 after putting home 1 in the 8th inning. Top 9 we go. Coming back here to the couch, top of the ninth we go. 3 outs away from completing this one.
Shortstop, number 8, Connor Lindsay.
Connor Lindsay, the leadoff man, set to try and give the Wampus Cats any sorts of hope. So far, he's 1 for 3. First pitch, swing and a miss. 0-1. Smith, Palmer, Kusher on the outfield, Miller, Ogle, Horn, and Iwanowski is your infield. Dahl still behind the dish. New man on the mound, that's Strom. Levi Strom, that is. The 0-1's outside. Count evens, 1-1. The 1-1. Chop down the first base side. That's going to go foul. Just like that, down the count, 1-2. 13 strikeouts from the Disco Turkey pitching staff so far tonight. 9 of those coming from Helms. 4 of those coming from number 37 of Frails. Has a chance here for number 14. The 1-2 outside. Count evens, 2-2. Jet Thomas. Apologies here as we're top of the lineup for Connor Lindsay. Only 2 players have yet to strike out on the Wampus Cats. Connor Lindsay is one of them. Apologies, Jet Thomas. One I was just mentioning is one of them. Grounded. The short. Ogle fires over to Iwanowski. Able to get out number 1 just like that. 1 up, 1 down. 2 outs remaining here against the Wampus Cats. Carter DeVore coming up to the dish. He's struck out twice and he's flown out to first. That was it, Iwanowski to close out the 3rd inning. Wind with a slight shift in direction, now going to the right of the flagpole. Downstairs nearly clipped him. Was DeVore. Starting off here behind the count, 1-0. "115 pitches thrown so far, 77 strikes, 78 there on the swing and miss. 1-1 the count. 31, this being 32 total batters faced for the Disco Turkey pitching staff. Giving up 5 hits. 1-1 inside, nearly gets away from Dahl. Falling behind here, 2-1. As for the Disco Turkeys, they have 5 runs on 11 hits. Wampus Cats 0 runs on 5. The 2-1 here, just missing the outside corner. 3 balls and a strike. Trying to work it back here and avoid a 5-pitch walk. Coming set from the stretch is Strom. No men on here with 1 out. Outside ball 4. What a stat that would have been. Unfortunately, does not happen. First free base given up to the Wampus Cats. The only walk so far from the Disco Turkey pitching staff comes in the 9th inning to Carter DeVore. As for Chambers and Helms, they've been perfect. That catches the inside corner, 0-1. Double play here would be a great touch here to find a way to end this game here against the Wampus Cats. 5-0's your score, 8:13's your time. 89 degrees here at the couch. Pig off move, just keeping them honest here. What a major difference we have here. On screen 70 says 79, feeling like 81. Only on screen here on the scoreboard says it's 89. Upstairs evens it, 1-1. As for Thomas, he's 2 for 3 so far tonight. Singled in the first, singled in the 4th. grounded out in the 6th. He's one of the 2 that have yet to been struck out. Another pickoff move keeping him honest, although this run on first for DeVore means absolutely nothing. The 1-1 just runs inside. Falling behind here again, 2-1. Fouled straight back as the count evens 2-2. Getting ahead 0-1, followed by getting behind 2-1. Has even the count once again. Well, I'm going to get his first punch out of the night and put him down for 2 for 4 in the afternoon. Popped up right field side, giving Chase's Cush. He'll make the grab just on the right field line. Won't strike him out here, but gets the out for out number 2. And this brings us to the last out here in the top of the 9th. It's going to be Sam Schwamb, who on the night sits 0 for 3. He has 2 Ks and reached on a fielder's choice, a 6-4 putout. Trying to be the last batter here tonight is Levi Strom, trying to set down the side here in the 9th. Up and out, ball 1. DeVore with a walking lead over at first, although not wanting to be thrown out. His run means nothing. Get me over curveball, gets the heart of the plate, evens it up. 1 ball and a strike. Checking on his runner, decides to come to the plate. Popped up right field over to Cush. Trailing to his left, makes the grab at the line, and that will do it. Final score here tonight, Disco Turkeys win it 5-0 as they head on to a 3-game winning streak, followed by a tie against the Wampus Cats. We'll be back here tomorrow afternoon, that is, against the Queen City Corn Dogs, 2 p.m. here at the couch. As for the Turkeys, they end tonight 5 runs on 11 hits. As for the Wampus Cats, 0 runs on 5 hits. 1 walk for the Wampus Cats, alongside 13 strikeouts for the Disco Turkey pitching staff. Wampus Cats, once again, gave up 11 hits, 5 runs, 5 earned on 5 walks, 4 strikeouts. Disco Turkeys win it 5-0 here at the couch. We'll be back here tomorrow afternoon, 2 p.m. against the Corn Dogs. And that's been it here for Disco Turkey YouTube. 5-0 Disco Turkeys final.